Twitter, Meta, Amazon. Why is everyone getting fired? In recent times, it seems that no employee in the tech space is safe. From Twitter to Amazon, it seems like everyone is getting fired. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind this trend and what it means for the future of the tech industry. Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. A significant number of employees are being let go by well-known companies in the technology industry. These layoffs are the result of earnings that were lower than anticipated, as well as consumers holding back their spending due to the looming threat of a recession in the economy. However, in today's video, we will be focusing on the recent trend of mass firings in the tech industry. We'll be exploring all of this in today's video, so if you're interested in learning more, make sure to stick around. The worldwide slowdown in economic activity and the attendant fears of recession has made this a difficult period for the world's largest technology companies. While Google, Amazon, and a few other corporations halted their hiring processes, the worst was yet to come for thousands of workers when companies like Netflix, Microsoft, and Snap began to reduce the number of employees they employed. Twitter, owned by Elon Musk, may have received a lot of backlash after the microblogging site opted to hand out pink slips to its employees. A large portion of Twitter's communications team, human rights team, machine learning and algorithmic team, and other departments were among those impacted by the company's layoffs last week. Twitter has approximately 7,500 employees. Just in India, 90% of the workforce was let go from their jobs. These changes are being implemented by the corporation under the leadership of the new CEO, whose tenure thus far has been marked by an atmosphere of anarchy and disarray across the ranks of the organization. Musk, who paid an unprecedented $44 billion for the social media giant, is under a great deal of pressure to slash costs and start producing money as quickly as possible. Musk has a lot riding on the success of the social media company, but unfortunately for him, it has only been profitable for the past 2 years. The billionaire reportedly stated that the job layoffs were required since the company was losing $4 million every day and that he had sold $4 billion worth of stock in Tesla. He also claimed that he had sold $4 billion worth of shares in Tesla. While Musk has pointed the finger at activist groups pressuring advertisers for a massive drop in revenue, which was caused by the fact that advertising accounted for 90% of Twitter's revenue, brands have either stopped purchasing advertisements or completely left the platform as a result of Musk's erratic behavior. However, it is not the first company to have taken such a step. Just a few short days after Twitter made the initial announcement of its mass layoff, which resulted in half of the company's staff being terminated, Meta did the same thing. After recognizing that his plan to expand investments did not turn out the way he intended to, the founder of the company, Mark Zuckerberg, stated that he needs to let go of 13% of its employees, which is more than 11,000 individuals. Amazon and Disney have followed the same course, which first came as a shock to the industry. Disney has disclosed its plan to evaluate expenditure at all divisions, slash costs, and freeze hiring after its quarterly earnings plummeted to a staggering $1.5 billion loss. This comes at the same time as Amazon's decision to let go of thousands of employees in an effort to reduce losses. The fact remains that these large MNCs accepted the risk of expanding before they were ready, despite industry experts anticipating that the gloom would change as the economic situation improves. Not only Twitter and Meta, but also a large number of other digital firms have engaged in hiring freezes and firings. According to a capital market monitoring website, the current wave of layoffs in the technology industry is the largest one since 2001. Companies such as Intel, 20%, Snapchat, 20%, Lyft, 13%, and the United States-based video sharing service Cameo, 25%, have all resorted to firing employees, in contrast to Apple's decision to place a hiring freeze. The education technology business Byju's let off 1,100 employees earlier in the year in India as well. There have been 1,149 layoffs at technology organizations so far in 2022, with 183,832 people being affected. The majority of businesses are placing the blame for the layoffs on the fallout from the COVID issue. As Zuckerberg puts it, at the beginning of COVID's operation, the world was rapidly moving online, and the boom in e-commerce was leading to extraordinary growth in income. There were a lot of people who speculated that this would be a permanent acceleration that would keep going even after the pandemic was over. I had the same sentiment, which is why I came to the conclusion that our investments should be greatly boosted. Sadly, the way I envisioned this turning out was not how it actually happened. In addition to his public announcement, he mentioned that he would be extending our hiring freeze through the first quarter, with only a few exceptions. As was the case with Meta, the majority of enterprises took pleasure in the early surge in business and cherished the belief that this upward trajectory would continue. Nobody was ready for the calm that settled in once the COVID wave had passed and people started making their way back to offices. As the level of competition increased, most of the world's largest technology companies actively recruited the most talented individuals available in the industry and offered them lucrative compensation packages in the hope that the rise would continue. Even Jack Dorsey, the creator of Twitter, said that he built the firm at an unsustainable rate and accepted responsibility for the company's current predicament. The economic downturn and war are other factors that are to blame. As a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, several of the world's largest technology companies are taking precautionary measures in preparation for the impact of the impending recession. These measures include cutting costs and laying off employees. The first thing that needs to be done is to slow down the hiring process, and then the next stage is to reduce the number of employees. The problem has only become worse as a result of recent developments, such as the rise in interest rates, the rise in the price of fuel, and problems with supply chains. In contrast to what was anticipated, the forecast indicates that it may be some time before the situation begins to improve. According to some experts, this is due to the trend's impact on the larger economic variables. In addition, many people still need to figure out how to strike the optimal balance between expansion and profitability. This became abundantly clear over the past few years when the colossal tech companies sought to maintain a healthy cash flow from their investors by channeling that wealth towards expansion, with the primary emphasis being placed on recruitment and mergers and acquisitions. The fact that many people are starting to invest in new technologies and software is nevertheless a cause for optimism for the future of the technology industry. In conclusion, the tech world has turned into a bloodbath, with big companies like Twitter, Meta, and Amazon firing employees left and right. The reason for this is simple. These companies are struggling to keep up with the rapid pace of change in the tech industry. The reality is that the only way to stay ahead in the tech industry is to constantly innovate, and the only way to do that is to have a team of dedicated, passionate employees who are willing to put in the hard work. So if you're looking for a stable job in the tech industry, you might want to look elsewhere. What are your thoughts on tech companies laying off workers? Have you been affected? Let me know in the comment section below. Additionally, if you're new to this channel, I strongly encourage you to subscribe and click the like button. You can also keep up with all of my most recent videos. See you in the next one.